The Salisbury Branch of the Royal British Legion were in Guildhall Square, raising their profile and seeking volunteers to join them. The British Legion charity was founded in May 1921 by the amalgamation of 4 other associations and received its royal charter in 1925. In 1971, the Queen gave her permission for the name to become the Royal British Legion, and over the last 9 decades the charity has provided financial, social and emotional help to millions of people connected to the military community.
The British Legion as a whole, as a welfare and support 365 days a year, 24/7, and the help is there for all the veterans, young and old, their families, and their dependents. And it's really bringing that sort of information to the local community that we're here, and if anybody needs support, we're there to help and advise.
The local branch president would love to see more volunteers join them.
We're always short of volunteers because a lot of the youngsters, they don't really need to or don't want to join us until they're older. And of course the majority of us now are getting on in years.
But the work that goes on is still supporting young people. It's not just supporting old people, is it?
It's supporting everybody that has any connection with the armed forces. We're principally a charity looking after the service people and their dependents. It doesn't matter whether they've retired from the services or not. They're all part of our family.
There are many events for veterans that have been started in Salisbury.
We have the touch point that is in Tesco Metros once a month, the second Tuesday of every month, where they can come from advice and information and support. We also have a friendship and companionship group now that's held at the Red Lion once a month. And this is for those veterans that maybe are lonely, live alone, and find it difficult to make friends. And it's to get a bit more confidence in and make friendships. And so we have that one. We also have the hospital and housebound visiting, that if we know a veteran is in hospital and maybe for some reason, families, whether it's work commitments or they live away, we can fill in a visit to the veterans in hospital and then support if they're coming out of hospital, maybe, a little bit of shopping or putting a hoover around, we can support them in that way. And we also have a telephone buddy scheme so that we keep in contact and that we don't lose contact. We also have the bereavement support, whereby we'll support the families at a bereaved time, which is a sad time for any family.
Volunteers that want to help don't need to be a member, nor do they need to have served in the armed forces or have come from a military background.
A volunteer can do anything really. Preferably at the moment we're looking for poppy appeal volunteers to help us when we have our stand in November and to go out on the streets, or they can just help us carry things backwards and forwards and things like that.
What sort of person would be the ideal person to be, that could do this job?
A reliable, steady person who you can rely to turn up when they say they will and help with all the stuff.
Shan Robins, That's TV.